Imagine you have a order processing system based on Kafka infrastructure like this. You have a order topic, then you have order processed topic which is successfully processed, and you have a order rejected topic. And think of Amazon order processing system. In the middle it is sitting. It could be a ETL pipeline or it could be a microservices, and that is processing the orders. So the order arrive from left to right, and the ETL, for example, ETL transformation job or the system, it picks the order, then it decides it's the right order, then it processes, then puts that order into the processed topic. And if there is something wrong, it cannot be processed and it rejects the order. So this is the scenario we have to test. So in this video we'll cover how to manual test the Kafka messages to make sure that the order processing system hangs together as expected. So we'll explore what exactly to test, what to test in that order processing system. Then how to start up Kafka, how to shut down Kafka, the pretty much basic things, how to create a topic, how to produce a message to that topic, how to consume a message from any topic, and why manual testing is important. What exactly is automation and what can be automated in that order processing system what I displayed earlier. How to write a test case or a test scenario. Think it's a manual test case and test scenario writing, and later you have to automate it. That's it. Let's jump into action, and first thing first, we'll do the startup, Kafka startup first. How to start up Kafka? That's the bit we'll address first. So to start up Kafka, you can do in various things because you are a estate or manual tester QA. You should have a Kafka infrastructure in your local machine. Think it is like this. Let's bring up that in a VS Code. So if you go to change directory to this, then you do a code dot. So it will bring up VS Code in this directory itself. It will set up the project for you. Okay, so we are ready now. See, so it brought up the Kafka from this folder. Okay, so we are ready to go. Let's open this Kafka YAML file. What are things it contains? Basically, it contains a Kafka image, which is 5.5.1, but you can pick the latest image, which doesn't have a zookeeper. But for the example, even if you can work in this as well, for the example check, we'll run with this. The very first thing is open a terminal here. So to open a terminal, go to terminal and new terminal here. You can open, then you see where you are. So you are at the correct directory. Now do a docker ps. That means just to make sure nothing is running here. So that means there is no Kafka, no process running. And you can do a docker compose -f, then give the file name, which is confluent Kafka, then .yaml file, then up -d. So what this command does is it tells docker compose -f is file name, go and pick this confluent Kafka.yaml file, which is nothing but this file here. Then it asks it to bring up the Kafka and in a daemon mode, so that when it is brought up here, you will see the command prompt again. If you don't give a -d option, you will see the rolling logs here. That's all the difference. So -d is just a best option to give. This is one thing. This is one way you can bring up Kafka. What I have done, I have put the same commands here. You see, so I have done pretty much the same thing here in the startup.sh. If you see, docker compose minus f, the YAML file up minus d, then sleep for 5 seconds and say started. So nothing great, same thing. Just for convenience, instead of I'm typing the entire thing, I'm just putting everything in a shell file, shell script. Shutdown, yes, so I'm going just telling that shutting down Kafka, then put the things into a server log file and kill the Kafka containers via that YAML file. Okay, that's pretty much what we are doing. So now, okay, to start Kafka, I'll just do, okay, let's go by docker compose. Docker compose minus f, up minus d, enter. So it started up Kafka. So you can open another terminal here as well. So if you open another one, just see where we are. Now you type your docker ps let me expand a little bit here. So what it says here is up here, status is up, so that means it is running. That's pretty much. And you see both are ZCS, so we can rename this to, let's say we'll use this terminal for producer and this terminal for consumer, just to see the logs. Okay, now let's clear the terminal here and clear here as well. So Kafka is running as of now. So the very first thing what we have to do now, so Kafka is startup and we don't have any order topic, and we'll just make up a order. For example, order messages dot text. This is just for demo sake. Okay, so when the order arrives, for example, it should have a order ID equal to 1 2 3 customer equal to, for example, Jack M, order equal to iPhone. Okay, so this is the order we are going to place now. So how to place the order? If we go to this YAML, we have some sample commands here. So first thing is we have to get into the Docker container which is running Kafka. Okay, so what we can do is docker exec minus IT in the interactive mode. Confluent Kafka is the container name, bash is to get into that bash shell. Just to make sure our container name is correct, let's hit that here. Docker Kafka Kafka 1. So this is the container name. Docker underscore Kafka dash 1. So let's copy that. So it's not Confluent Kafka. It's Docker Kafka and bash. Okay, now we are inside the container. Same thing we'll also do in another terminal here. Okay, we have container here. Now we saw that order dash topic. We have to create a topic. Okay, the topics are automatically created, so you'll see now order dash topic. Okay, just to make sure we don't have that topic existing, you can do a Kafka topics, give the bootstrap server and is a localhost and -1 list. So this will get you all the existing topics right away. Let's see, do we have any topics here? Definitely not the order topic, right? So we don't have, these are all default topics, so we don't have the order topic here. Now we are going and asking the command that produce a message here. This is a console producer. Produce a message to this order topic. So basically we are doing this: how to start a Kafka, how to create a topic, how to produce a message. We are here. Let's copy this and paste it here. Okay, now it is ready to accept the messages. So whatever we produce now, it's going to take that. Let's, for example, we'll produce this order 1 to 3 now. Okay, order 1 to 3 here. Okay, before I hit enter, let's get our consumer ready so that we can see whether order is produced or not. And the same topic, we have to listen to the same topic, only then we can pull that topic. Okay, all right, so we are going to pull that in a minute. Okay, now I'll produce this. Looks like it has produced. Order topic,